Hi guys, and welcome to another bonus video. This week it is a special announcement edition. So basically, in exactly 100 days, I will be going with my best friend to Disneyland Paris. Got my ears on. Yeah, in 100 days I'm going to Disneyland Paris with my best friend Rebecca for 4 days. And so, like last week was top threes of Orlando, I'm going to do a top 3 video of specifically Disneyland Paris. So yeah, exciting! I've had to write everything down on a piece of paper so that I remember to talk about everything. And again, I'm going to start with parks, but there's only 2 parks at Disney Paris. So I've included the downtown Disney area, or they call it Disney Village. So that's my number 3. We normally stay in the what's it called? New York Hotel. So we have to walk through it every time. This time me and Rebecca are staying in the Sequoia Lodge, which is the first time I'm going to be staying there. So that should be good fun. And I'm going to vlog every day and then release it over a series of times because there'll be a lot of footage. So that should be something to look forward to. We're going on the 22nd of June. They should be towards the end of June and into early July. I'll be posting those videos. So that should be something you should watch out for. My number 2 is the actual Disneyland Park, which is their equivalent of Magic Kingdom. And it's like the more kiddie set of park again, but it's still got big roller coasters and grown-up rides. It's still a lot of fun for the adults as well. And my number 1 is the Studios Park. They've just done a huge announcement. Was it this week or last week? About the Studios Park. No, it was the 27th of February they announced it. And they are doing a huge expansion, and they are creating 3 new worlds, as it were. So they are creating a Marvel land, a Star Wars land, and a Frozen. They are building it around a lake, which is going to have a nighttime show, I believe, or the rumours go, and all we've got is concept art to go on, so this is all from that. So they're going to start the first of the stuff to be open, I think it's 2021, that they're going to try and aim for the first, like, I think they call it soft openings. Yeah. So that'll be the first part, and then they're going to open it over stages, and so over the next course of the years after, more will open up, more rides will become available. And it's about time, to be fair. They've only just got all the rights back because it was partly public owned. So now Disney have got it and they can finally do the work that they wanted to do. So it's going to be exciting. But what I'm really annoyed about is they're changing Aerosmith from the Rock and Roller Coaster. They're taking Aerosmith out of it and changing it to Marvel, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. So this next time I go will be the last time I can ride Rock and Roller Coaster at Disneyland Paris, I think, if they haven't already changed it by then, which I would be devastated about, because it's just been part of my childhood, that ride. But hopefully they won't do the same to the one in Florida. If they do, I'll be so angry. And if they change that Tower of Terror too, that'll be the end. I would go mad. Because if they touch that ride, I know they did it in California. They changed it to Guardians of the Galaxy. So if they decide to do that in Paris as well, I'd be very, very upset. Won't be fair. So other than that, I don't know what else is going into the Marvel land. I know that there's another building which looks like it's going to be a ride, so fingers crossed there should be another ride in that section. And then they are building a smaller Star Wars, so they've got the construction underway at Florida and at Disneyland in California. So they've already started that. I think California's opening first, and then next year I think is the Florida one. But this one, by the looks of it, is only going to have a Millennium Falcon ride, whereas the other ones, I think they have two different rides. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. And then the Frozen land looks good. They've got Elsa's castle on the concept art, and then the castle at Arendelle. So that looks like it's going to be fun, and hopefully they'll put in a water ride like the one at Epcot in Florida. We didn't get to go on it last time because the queues were bloody huge. So maybe they'll put one in there. That'll be interesting, to have a log flume. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. Tell me what you think. Comment down below what you think is going to be there. Blah, 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 blah. It also looks like they're going to add in the alien ride, the little green alien ride from Toy Story that they're putting into Toy Story Land. It looks like they're going to add that to the Toy Story Land that's already there in Paris, because they've got like a little Slinky Dog ride, parachutes and the RC racer. So they're going to add that alien part to it, I think, by the looks of it, because it looks like that building's gone in the concept art. So that's exciting. Another ride. My favourite rides out of both of them happen to be in one park, so I've split it up into two. So my favourite rides at the not Hollywood Studios, at the Studios Park is number 3 is Crusher's Coaster, based on Finding Nemo, the turtles. You sit in a turtle shell and it's in the dark and you spin round, so you could go down forwards or backwards, and it's like you're riding the East Australian Current like they do in the film, and it's great fun. My number 2 is Rock and Roller Coaster. I've already said I love it. And number 1 is Tower of Terror. Like in my previous video, they forever will be my favourite rides. I don't think anything could top them. So if it ever does, then it must be a good ride if it knocks Tower of Terror off the top, and Rock and Roller Coaster from number 2. So yeah, they ain't gonna budge. At Disneyland, my number 3 is Peter Pan. It's a kiddie ride, but it's so cute, and I love the film, and the way that they've done it is so good. You get on a ship, like a pirate ship, and you float round, and you go out the window like they do, and you fly to Neverland, and yeah, it's just a nice relaxing few minutes, just sat watching the story of Peter Pan. My number 2 is Space Mountain. I think they call it Mission 2, and yeah, you go upside down, it's in the dark, so it's completely different to the other Space Mountains that I've been on. And it's quite rickety. My head does shake around a bit, but again, good fun, a good roller coaster, so anybody that's a big thrill seeker will really enjoy that. My number 1 in the Disneyland park is Big Thunder Mountain. Yeah, it's a kids roller coaster, but there's so many like little things that you don't see coming, turns, little jumps that lift you off your seat. Yeah, it's good fun, it's a good laugh. The next top 3 is restaurants. So I like my food, and yeah, it's Paris. What can you say about Paris? French food. My number 3 is Cafe Mickey. So we went there for the first time in July of 2016, and we took my nephews and we went there a couple of nights actually, because we'd got the premium half plus board, so we used those vouchers and went there, and it was great fun getting to meet all the characters, Mickey, Goofy, who else did we have? Mickey, Goofy, Minnie and Pluto, I think, and Pluto was hilarious. It was such a little monster, stealing everybody's bread baskets and putting it on his head and just creating chaos. So that's good fun, that's a good experience. My number 2, I haven't eaten there to this place since I was quite young. I just remember it, and I was looking up like stuff the other day. I was like, where was that restaurant? I know it was in a Magic Kingdom type park, and I thought it was Magic Kingdom, but it's not. It's Disneyland Paris. And then it clicked. It's called Waltz, an American restaurant, and it's on the second floor, like above the shops, and it's quite small. It's expensive, but it was so good. And I remember watching the parade from the window, so you can see everything whilst you're eating, which is good. If you're not wanting to sit, if you can afford it and you're not wanting to sit outside, if it's cold, if you go in January or something, and you can get a table there. You can watch the parade from the inside, from the warm, and eat at the same time. So it sort of kills two birds with one stone. And yeah, I just remember it as being really nice. My number 1, I ate there again in July, and it's actually a quick food service place. Now normally your top 3 wouldn't be that, it'd be a sit down meal place, but actually the place is pretty good, and it's the Pizzeria Bella Notte, and it's, where is it? If you're going through the castle, you turn right and sort of like loop back on yourself towards Small World, so you turn right and go past the teacups and Small World, and it's like sort of on the corner, I think, and it's based on the Lady and the Tramp guy that owns that restaurant. Is his name Tony? I think it's Tony. And yeah, it makes gorgeous pizzas, lasagna, yeah, really nice Italian food, and it was fresh, and you got like healthy yogurt with it if you wanted, or a tiramisu. Yeah, just really nice food, surprisingly, because some quick service counter stuff is naff really for the money that it is, but that was actually decently priced and tasted good, and there was a decent amount of it as well. So yeah, that's worth it if you want in a quick lunch, go there. Last but not least is favourite snack / food. So this list is basically anything that you can get around the park. Yeah, whether you're walking around or going into a quick service restaurant. So my number 3 are the waffles or the crepes that they sell. Now they don't sell crepes in the other parts, and I can't remember seeing any well, there's Mickey shaped waffles in America, but I can't remember seeing like the Belgian waffles that you can get there. Oh god, they're just so good. Yeah, so they're the perfect snack to have around the park, and you can get Nutella crepes, and I love Nutella. I live for Nutella. So that's a good snack for me when I get around. Number 2 is the ice cream they do. Now last time we went, we took my nephews to Fantasia Gelati, and that's on the way past Small World back towards Discoveryland and back towards Main Street. It's on the side next door to some toilets, and the ice cream's just so lovely. Loads of different flavours, like Italian style ice cream, so it tastes so nice. So if you're wanting ice cream in particular, I would go wait there. It's definitely worth it. The ice cream's lovely, especially on a hot day. Oh. My number one food, now this is actually at a quick service place, both in France and in America. If I go to a quick service, it's just like a general one, not like a specific one like the pizzeria place. I would get the chicken strips every day, all day, every day. I just love them. It's actually, when I'm there, it's like an addiction. I love them so much. So my number one food / snack out of there is the chicken strips. They're like McDonald's chicken selects, but not as, I don't know, they've got a bit of spice on them, whereas the ones at Disney don't have that much on. They're just pleasant, they're nice tasting. So yeah, that's my number one food. That's the end of my top 3s for Disneyland Paris. Again, if you want to know anything that you think I've missed or any more information on the expansion that they're going to do or how planning, hopefully closer to the time I'm going to do a video about how I planned for the trip, where I booked stuff and go into detail about the parks and stuff for you, so there's a bit more information, but that'll be closer to the time. We can't do everything at once. Do check out my other videos. There's loads going to be coming up soon, and I'll be talking to you about my normal week at RCS, when I'm studying, what lessons I do, and just, yeah, there'll be loads of stuff coming your way. So like and subscribe, and hopefully I shall see you next week.